Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Kollin. This is my fish tank. This is my desk. I've got Julie here, and we are going to talk about something I think is very, very important about male-to-female communication and helping men to understand what's important to women. So I'm going to go sit down. She does not want to be on the video, so that's kind of why I'm actually doing it this way. So I'm going to have to flip it around. So I'm going to do it real fast. Hold on, let me sit down first. That's my computer desktop, which is really cool, by the way. I love that house. Let me flip it around. Okay. Alright. Okay, hey, this is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. We are having camera issues. My other camera is not working. I don't know why. So we're using my iPhone, believe it or not. And it seems to be doing pretty good. So, I'm here with Julie, like I said in the first part of this. We got in a really important conversation. And do you want to bring it up well, we were talking about my eyes, remember?
Yeah.
Alright, and we were talking about why women feel comfortable with me. And then you started to say something about that, like why the girls were drawn to me.
Because your eyes look like when you're talking, so compassion,
Right.
understanding. So I can talk to you, everything kind of more open, like more than with my my husband. When I talk to him, like he not understand me.
Right.
He not listen or.
You said, okay, so basically, look, Julie's got a heavy accent. She's Vietnamese. So Julie said, she's just said it, but let me repeat it. She basically said, why are women, I brought it up about, men, women. We got in this long conversation about communication, the differences between men and women. And I was talking about the way my eyes are and how my eyes are very kind of steady. They don't bounce around and ping pong like most men's. It has a lot to do with years and years of meditation and energy healing, etc. But there's really there's a couple techniques I teach about how to be internal. And I said, well, it allows women to be drawn to me. And then Julie interrupted me. And you said, like a monk. Now, she didn't enunciate that very well. She said monk. You probably couldn't hear it. But she had a really heavy Vietnamese accent. And Julie just said, you're like a monk. You're very understanding and very compassionate. And that's what women see in your eyes. So they feel like they can talk to you and you will understand them.
Yes, that's true.
Go ahead. That's okay.
So that's why I can tell my everything and kind of open to him about my relationship with my husband at home. Because with Mike, I can...
She's saying with Mike. She's not enunciating. It's her accent. She's saying with Mike, she feels like you can, what'd you say?
I can tell you everything, and then you understanding and explain to me.
Right.
But it's hard to open with my husband about it,
Right. Now, her husband's from Vietnam. They both came here basically at the same time. And they both... And Jewel, that's what you said. You said, it's funny because we speak two different languages, but... Go ahead.
Two different languages, but somehow my understand me more than my husband about everything I said, and tell him.
Well, yeah, it's very important she said that because, again, as I've said in my other videos, what I'm doing, there's a couple things, as I've said in my videos, I'm open to my right brain, so when I'm listening to you, you can tell that I understand you, huh?
Yes.
Right. Whereas most men, they're doing this and you're like, they don't understand.
Yes.
And I'm doing this very squinting right here. And can you hear my tone changing when I do that?
Yeah.
Tone of my voice. Most men can't, like, what change? What are you talking about? But it becomes more like a tone, like a tube. Like I'm talking out of here now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Again, guys, as I said in my other videos, I think it's the first... Not the first one, but the first one about a year or more that I've interviewed a woman. And women understand it's automatic. Mm-hmm. So here's what I'm doing. All right. I'm in peripheral vision, but it's not just peripheral vision. A lot of guys, oh yeah, peripheral on the periphery. That's like 1% of what I'm doing. I'm also doing something called being internal, and one basic thing I'm doing, I'm putting my awareness inside, and it's like most men are like this, huh?
Yes.
Like this. So when you're talking to me, it's like I'm like this, huh?
Uh-huh.
And I'm receiving what you're saying,
Yes.
and therefore she feels and knows that you're being heard and understood.
Yes.
But what if I'm listening to you like this? Does it feel like you're fighting a brick wall?
Yes.
It's like there's a wall and she can't get through it, and you got to yell and scream, huh?
Yes.
Now, does that cause a lot of yelling and screaming at home?
Yes.
Yes. Because, and it's not that men are bad, it's that this is the way men communicate. It's the linear system. But what I've said in all my videos in the past, women can't understand you, and you don't understand them. It's simply because you're closed. That is the number one thing I work with men. Every session, no matter what we're going over, what communication patterns, languaging, the number one thing I work every single session, because it's something you have to condition and get good at, is how to not only open up, but it's okay. Most men are like this going out. Like they have this, their pupils are narrow, and they come to a point somewhere. Some men are here, some are here, some are here, and some are out there. What we're doing is we want to invert this. That's a male word. And we want to invert it and have that point go inside and go down into your body. So now it's open and you're receiving it inside. So when you talk to me, does it feel like the words are going inside me?
Yes.
Yes. And how does it make you feel?
Feel good. Feel comfortable.
Yeah. She said feel good and feel comfortable. So would you say that whenever we talk, you can relax?
Yes.
And it's because that I'm open, huh?
Yes.
Right. There's no force going on, like we have to force me to understand you.
No.
Right. So how much better does that allow you to feel?
Oh, very, very good.
Very comfortable.
Very comfortable.
All right, so what were you saying about the monks? You were saying that I'm a lot like a monk?
Yes.
I am a monk, basically. I've been trained with monks for years and years and years, and monks will tell the younger monks, no, he's a monk. Okay, because I'm very open, I'm very internal, and people are not open. Like, what are you talking about? Because they can't see it. But most women can see it, huh?
Yes.
When they see me, I'm completely like the restaurant. Would you say I was the only guy in the restaurant that was like that?
Yeah.
Right. I'm not wearing a monk robe or nothing like that. But it's not about your clothes. It's about the way you are. It's my eyes. It's not just the eyes though. It's the ears. It's my body language.
Yes.
It's open.
It's open.
All right. So, what were you saying about the monk, about the compassion and the understanding and stuff?
Yes. Like people go to the temple, or people go to the church. When they see the priest or the monk, they can tell them everything, you know.
Right.
And then they understanding, and they explain to you how you can solve that problem and make you feel better,
Right.
comfortable, and relaxing.
Would you say I'm a very compassionate and very understanding person?
Yes.
Yeah, that's Julie was asking me, what's the word? And it was compassion, because you said loving, understanding.
Yes.
Well, what else did you say? And then I said, well, that basically means compassion. There's some other words, but... Now, if you've never gone to a Buddhist temple, you haven't had the experience of being in the presence of a monk, and you just feel so loved.
Yes.
Would you say that?
Yeah.
Just by being in his presence, you feel loved.
Love, yeah.
Would you say that's exactly what you feel like when you're around me?
Yes.
Yeah. What else?
Understanding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy.
Happy, yes.
Now let's talk about that. This is really what got me into this. I started going to monk years and years ago. I found one monk who really took me under his wing. It was my ex-girlfriend. She was Laotian. She took me to their monk and the family monk, and he really was compassionate and understanding. And the one thing, it took a while, but I always walked away feeling really good, and I didn't know why. And This is something you've seen the other guy I've been doing videos with, the Benev, and he just said yesterday, he goes, man, he goes, my whole life has changed. He goes, for the last 2-3 months, I've been so happy. He goes, everything is going right. Have you ever noticed that whenever you go to monk, all of a sudden you feel loving, and you feel like you're so happy,
Yeah.
and you notice things start to go right in your life.
Yes.
That's exactly what I do with people. By being in my presence, I'm doing a couple things. That's, again, I'm going to use the word internal awareness, but it's not just that one thing. There's a lot of things combined to create this. And so what happens is your life begins to turn around, because it's not magic. It's not osmosis. It's your brain opens up. So when you're like this, you notice how most men kind of ping pong off each other and off things, and oh shit, oh fuck, god damn.
Yeah.
It's because they're closed and they don't realize that your energy's not flowing. I'll explain what I mean when I say energy and flowing, because that's such a vague and abstract word. But we're not going to explain all those details in this video. Basically, it's when you open, think of it as like a pipe and the water's going through, and you take out all the clogs, and everything just flows.
Flow.
Would you say that's how you feel after you see me?
Yes.
For a while, huh? Not
Yeah.
just now, not just a day, but days, even as far as a week, 10 days? Yeah. So I used to go back to the monks, and then one day when me and my ex-girlfriend, we pulled over to get a bite to eat, and everyone was like staring at us. I'm like, what? Why is it whenever we go to a monk, people stare at us? It's because our energy is flowing, and it makes people, and when the people around you, their energy begins to open up, and they feel comfortable too. And that was the day I was like, I'm going to go back a lot. And because the monks said, keep coming back, because the more you do it, part of what I'm doing when I do a 10-session commitment with a guy or a woman is I'm conditioning your energy to where you can eventually do it on your own. And that is really the goal of the course, besides the communication side. So what else did you want to say? Or what else were you saying over there when we first started this conversation?
Like when I talk to you,
A little bit louder.
when I talk to you, I can like you understanding
Yeah.
about me, about a woman, what I'm thinking, you know.
Right. Even when you don't even say it, or if you don't say it right.
Yeah.
Julie does have a challenge with the English language.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to bounce off of what she said, because it is exactly what she's saying. I will get clients, and I'll be like, yeah, you don't quite understand. And I'm like, how could you possibly know that? Is there times when you're talking to me and you're not even saying it right, and I understand, and I repeat it back? Like, how did you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Right. I'm not going to go into detail how I do that. I'm going to explain. I'm just really open. And this is the advantage that you're going to get when you really learn how to be what's called internal. You get to, all of a sudden, you can read people. You can understand people. You can understand and know things without even necessarily knowing why. I'll break down technically what's happening, but instead of being stuck in the details, you're going to start seeing the bigger picture. You're like, oh, this is what's going on. And then you can look at all the details if you want and see how everything fits together. So I want to kind of wrap that one piece up. Then I'm going to bring up something we did about 6 months ago or something like that. I forget what it was. But, oh man. A lot of times a client will come to me and they'll think they understand. No, you don't quite understand. You don't understand. As I've said in the past couple videos, there was a client got really, how could you possibly know? Because I kept saying to him, no, not yet. Come back one more time. And he just blew up. How could you possibly know that I don't understand? I'm telling you I understand. Benev had this experience just last week, and he started getting pissed off. We're going to make a video about that, because he had the same exact experience. And now he understands why and how I'm able to understand when someone sees and understands and when they don't, okay? So let me just leave that at that. So let's do this. Remember, about 6 months ago, maybe it was last summer, you didn't think that he loved you, your husband?
Yeah.
And you really believed, okay, this is important. You really believed that he didn't love you, and you were telling me, he doesn't love me, remember?
Yes.
And I was like, he does love you, he does. And I was saying he's loving you in the male way. Remember that?
Yes.
And when I explained that to you, did you walk away understanding? Not only did you walk away understanding, but did you actually realize your husband's loved you his whole life intensely?
Yes.
How's the relationship been since? A lot happier?
Happier, Yeah, more understanding. Yeah.
Yes. And not so much anger anymore, huh?
No, no more angry.
Yeah. You used to battle it out, huh?
Yeah.
Yelling and screaming. It got to the point, and I'll edit this out if you want, but it actually got to the point where he actually moved out and got an apartment, didn't he?
Yes.
And he moved, almost a 2-hour drive?
Yeah.
Hour and 3, I don't know, how long is it? 2-hour drive?
Hmm?
How long is it to there, Zach? 2 hours?
2 hours.
Yeah, it's a 2-hour drive. And I think I put this in a video, but I think since she's here, we're gonna talk about it. Julie was driving him nuts because she kept asking him, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I would say, "What would he say?" And she goes, "Well, he said nothing."
He said nothing. He said not your fault, because of me.
Right.
Yeah.
But you didn't believe him.
Yeah, but I don't believe.
Now here's why. As I've explained in my past videos, the way men and women express and communicate is the opposite directions. So when the male language is straightforward and it's blunt, it's to the point.
Yeah.
Meaning he doesn't describe. He just goes, "I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm good. It's not your fault." That's it.
Yeah.
But that wasn't good enough because your right brain was saying, "What does that mean?"
Yeah. What does it mean?
Say that again, louder.
What does it mean? Because I don't believe it. Because if you love somebody, you want to be with them, right? You don't want to go live far away. But he said he's...
But let's rewind a little bit. Well, go ahead and finish what you're going to say.
So, but he said, no, I still love you. But that was with me. So I tried to understand him.
But it didn't work.
But it didn't work, yeah.
Because she was trying to understand him in the female way.
Yeah.
So I got Julie to understand that men express language and their emotions in the male way. Yeah. Now, I'm not necessarily saying you understand it, but you have an understanding of that.
Yeah.
Which makes it a lot lighter and a lot easier, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. So... basically what was happening is even before he moved out, Julie was saying, he doesn't love me. I'm like, well, what? And so finally one day I go, what makes you think he doesn't love you? Well, whenever I asked him what's wrong, because he would come home and you would say, how was your day? And he would say, fine.
Yeah.
Did you believe him?
No, because like the way he answered, like he ignored.
She said the way. That's very important. I said in all my videos, the way he answers. So go ahead.
Like so cold and ignore me, you know. Like not like.
He didn't explain it in depth, did he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if you've been watching my videos, I've been saying this, that men do not explain things in depth or in detail. The male language is to the point, meaning we use one word or a phrase. I'm fine. I'm great. And he went and watched TV or something, didn't he?
Yeah.
To the man, I just told you how I felt. I felt great. Or my day sucked, or it was awesome, or I'm fine. It was okay.
Yeah.
But you needed more, didn't you?
Yeah.
You needed more communication. You needed him to describe it in detail.
Yeah. More sharing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, to a woman that's more sharing, but to a man, when a guy walks into the door, "How you doing, John?" "I'm fine." You know, and because I can feel that. "Oh, he's fine." "Oh, good," because he shared his emotions with me. But when a man communicates that in a way, you can't understand his emotions, can you?
No.
Say that louder.
No.
Not at all.
Not at all. Because they not explain to you. They just answer one word or very short. So you feel, oh my God.
Right. But say that again. He answers one short word or one short phrase, right?
Yeah,
that is the male language. That's the way our brain is designed, to get to the point. Yes, no, happy, sad, feel good, feel bad, good day, you know. But your heart and your right brain is saying, well, what does that mean? And you want him to explain it more in depth.
Yeah.
Because you're looking for a more meaningful communication.
More meaningful, yeah.
Say that louder.
More meaningful, more sharing, more like women want to understand their man, you know.
Right.
Not just one word. One word doesn't say anything, you know.
Right. She said one word doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
I have said this in all my videos, and a lot of people call me like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Like, well, like, how am I supposed to say great? Does that work for you? If he says it loud, does that work for you?
No.
No. But what if he broke it down in depth and gave you every detail in a way that you could connect with emotionally and have a more meaningful experience of what he's saying?
Yeah.
I just spoke in female language, by the way. Just want to let you know.
Yeah.
Can you tell the difference?
Yeah.
See, you can tell when I'm shifting from the male language to the female language, huh?
Yeah.
Look, she's smiling from ear to ear. You got to see it's like, oh, he understands. And that's what you're feeling. I understand, huh?
Yeah.
If you could see her smile, she doesn't want to be on camera, which is too bad. Which is, I understand, though. A lot of people don't want to be. If you could see her, she's laughing. Hopefully you can hear that. So she's smiling from ear to ear. Would you say that after I got you to understand that the male language, that Dan, that's okay, that he's explaining, he is sharing in depth his feelings in the male way?
Yeah.
Now
I feel better.
Now are you happier?
Yeah.
Would you say there's more flow in the relationship?
Yeah.
Would you say he's more happier? Overall, would you say he's more happy?
Yes.
Yeah. The relationship's had a complete 180-degree turnaround. This is your typical problem between men and women in a marriage. Men do not communicate in the female language. That's important because men hear all the time from therapists, oh, you gotta express your emotions. You gotta tell her how you feel. And men are like, I did like 10 times in a row. Here's I'm gonna have Abenev come on because Abenev had a huge breakthrough. It was actually, he wasn't understanding something I was saying. Like, Abenev, you need to break this down. You need to explain it. He goes, Mike, I got it. I'm like, I don't believe you. He goes, Mike, I'm telling you, I got it. I'm like, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. He goes, Mike, I understand. He kept doing do you hear the mail? I got it. I understand. I got it. Boom, 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 boom. To the point, to the point, to the point. And finally, I'm like, Abenev, put some more effort into this or we're done. I go, I'm not playing this game with you. And he's like, what do you want? I go, anything. Try something. Well, and he literally started doing it. I'm like, oh. I go, well, you don't understand. He goes, what? I go, so that's what you thought of? He goes, yeah. I go, no. So then I broke it down. Then he's like, oh, and he had this huge breakthrough. It's about his 5th breakthrough Benev's had. So I want to stay on track here with Julie. So her relationship is turned around 180 degrees. Okay, so this is wrapping it up. Actually, the battery in the iPhone actually went out. The iPhone, actually, the video looks great. So here's what's going on. They made a 180-degree turn in the relationship, and what I want to say is they moved back in together. Okay, they had 2 separate places. They sold the one place here, and they are now buying a new home together where they live now. They have been happily living together for I think 6 months or maybe longer. So that was a successful story, and I think what I want to say is, it really was based off of a very simple difference, which causes a misunderstanding in communication. It's simply that the male way of expressing himself is so different to the female's way of processing expression and communication that she literally thought, he doesn't care. He won't tell me there's something wrong when there wasn't anything wrong, okay? This is just one thing of a multitude of things, not a whole lot, but there's a few core things that men and women do all the time that cause them to get divorced, and it's all based off of just different processing. And I'm going to use a simple word. We do not understand each other until the male learns how to communicate in the female language, and that's something guys like, well, why do I have to learn? Because of the way her mating system is wired and because of the way that she receives love. If you don't express love in the way that she receives love, it doesn't matter. She's never going to believe you love her or care about her. So let me go over this a little bit. I'll probably make a video. I'm going to make this video series on how to do this a little bit better because it's pretty in depth, okay? So she said, the one word doesn't work. Like he'd say, oh, I'm fine. Today was great. And she said, one word, it doesn't mean anything. She said he was so cold. That's why I thought he did. I think she said, I thought he didn't care or something like that. So what's going on is the way the female brain processes communication is through the 5 senses. So if you say great, her right brain can't see that, can't hear it, can't smell it, can't taste it, and can't feel it. So it can't process great. What does great feel like? The way the right brain understands communication is by having an experience of what you're saying. In other words, she has to see, hear, feel, smell, and taste it, or at least one or two of those. If she can't have one or two of those, she's literally going, I have no idea what he just said. Like, I heard the words, but like women will say that, words are meaningless. That was meaningless. Because you have to make it meaningful, literally, by describing in a way. So instead of saying, dinner was great, describe it, say, what was this rich, sweet taste? It had this sweet and sour sauce, and it was kind of thick. It was kind of syrupy. See, she can feel that. She can taste that. And you can describe the smell. It had a lemony scent to it. Now she can smell it. Now she can taste it. Now she can, like you said, it was thick, right? She can feel thick, okay? So that is how women understand and describe things. If you listen closely, women are always talking about warm, hot, soft, solid, connect. These are all things you can feel. They'll say, and they'll describe smells in depth and in sights. It's a bright, shiny, rich, colorful. It's a violet blue. Now, it's not blue. It's a violet blue. They describe. So I'm actually just wrapping this video up. So let's. Another thing I said to her, and I did it on purpose, it's literally just a pattern. I said, well, would you, something like in the last video, in the last section of the video, towards the end, I said something to the effect like, would you like him to communicate or express himself in a way you can connect with emotionally in a more meaningful way? And then I said, that's female languaging, right? It is. That's the whole point. That is literally female language. Now, the male brain's like, what are you talking about? That actually has a very in-depth meaning to the female system. Now, here's the challenge. Guys will go to therapists or relationship coaches, and she's like, you need to express yourself. You need to. The problem is they don't know how to teach this to the male brain. In fact, they don't know that there is something to teach to the male brain. They know there's something missing, especially if it's a female therapist or coach. But they don't. I think this is the genius of my course. I don't think I know. I figured out how to teach men how to open up to the right brain and communicate in the in-depth, mentally stimulating, and emotionally fulfilling language. Those three phrases not only will turn a woman on and attract her, it'll make her feel connected to you emotionally. There's literally a hidden language. So that's what this course is about. I'm going to wrap this video up right now because it's way too long already. But this is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. Excuse me, I just had something to eat. This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. Go ahead and buy my book, Crack the Female Code, at CrackTheFemaleCode.com, and catch a clue. And then get your butt in here and let's get some courses. Let's save your marriage. And again, if you're a single guy, I will teach you how to use languaging, body language, and how to approach women in a way that makes it easy and comfortable, not only for you, but also for her. I'll see you guys soon. Have a great year.